Oh, well, that was interesting. I ended up paying $4.20 to get all the way to Central, which is the same as I pay to get here. So a bit strange. I thought it was actually about $4.80, but maybe they've actually reduced the price of the long trips. I don't know. Not complaining. Could do with any financial relief that's on offer these days. Pretty noisy. Oh yeah, there's a that's how low they fly around here. It's quite regular. That's a very low light path straight over the hospital. Over the Liz Plummer part of the hospital anyway. Yeah, they're noisy bastards and they fly low. Yeah, it was just skim the top of that building. Quite incredible. A few ambos here. Pretty busy at the moment. So, and it's quite a warm breeze. So, I've got to get hooked up at the over there, and then go to another part of the hospital to get the CT scan. So it's a bit contrived, and it's going to be about an hour before I'm supposed to be there. But they're pretty good at imaging. Squeeze you in, so that's not bad. If I did move to Brisbane, I'd be there'd be a bit more of a machine there. It'd be a lot busier. It's quite a nice hospital here, I've got to say. It is laid back. It's got a nice feel to it. We've been to this particular bus stop. It's like a central area. I'm going to go to First Choice to get my gin because it actually is $1 cheaper. And it's quite interesting because I do believe it is owned by Liquorland, yet they've got a different pricing regime. So happy to take a $1 discount. And oh, it's red, that's okay. Yeah, I haven't been down this way for a long time. Probably 6 months since I've been in the centre of Cairns. You certainly change your lifestyle when you move up to the beaches, that's for sure. So, just thinking about going to PJ's and getting a Guinness, but might put that off. Not 100% at the moment, so I won't indulge in a pint. Anyway, it's probably around $9 even with the discount now. Price of beer's gone up so much. Steve was telling me that the beach house in central Brisbane, the happy hour prices are $7.50. So it's $2 more than the local beach house in Trinity Beach. So I guess that's a big city for you. He gets a special rate because he drinks there so often, so they've given him a really good discount. So good luck to him, but I mean they get it back because he certainly makes up for it in volume. He's very regular pub goer. It doesn't feel that bad actually. It's a little overcast, not a direct sun, and it's a bit of a breeze, so it's better than I thought it would be. So that's good. But definitely a different vibe down here to what I'm used to back in Sleepy Hollow Beachland. So, whew. And hopefully I can get that cheap gin here today. I should be able to. I think the Liquorlands are pretty well stocked with it, so I doubt whether there'll be a problem getting any. I'm thinking about getting a delivery of the Monteith's dark beer, getting a couple of casks of that. So as long as I spend 150 plus, be free delivery. Gave up. She wandered off down the back to look for it, but you know, waiting 5 minutes, nothing's happening. I can just, for the sake of $1, I'll go to the local Liquorland here and pick one up. Big deal. Actually, the weather's looking a little nasty. Looks almost threatening, but of course, getting rain in this city seems to be a very hard task at the moment. So I'm not freaking out over that. Yeah, I've got a couple of other items to do. I just don't need all these delays today. I got straight in, got the CT scan. It was amazing. There was no one else there. So that was quite efficient. But then I had to get de-hooked all the tubing into my port, and that Had to wait for someone to be available for that back at the other place, so it's a bit convoluted, but still made decent time. But now shopping mall's really busy. I guess it's to be expected before Christmas. Boy, what a rigmarole. I tried to get a discount, well, ended up getting a discount on an item I bought at Chemist Warehouse. I had to have 4 receipts to get the 5th item for free, and they could only scan 3 of the receipts that I had, so I had to buy another item so I could get 1 free. So it made sense to do it, I guess, and finally get the discount, because when you go for that sort of crap to do it, I couldn't even read the numbers. I was out of date with one of the receipts I gave them. So yeah, paid half price for the items, I guess, in effect. So you got to scrape to get what you can with these discounts. And I had no problem picking up my gin at Liquorland here. They had it. I don't know what's wrong with First Choice. I mean, very strange that they didn't have any of the clean skin, because I know it's probably the best seller for Liquorland. So that's pretty weird. But anyway, doesn't seem to be any ambient music that would cause copyright infringements on this. Not that it matters, but I don't have any income from the videos, because I can never get enough subscribers. It's a very small YouTube channel that I have. Anyway, this is how the cosmopolitan Cairns people live, in Central Cairns. Anyway, look, that woman was very patient. I was about to spit the dummy initially, because she was basically not going to be able to do any of the receipts. She couldn't read the receipt number, so she had to get the person next to her, who's much younger and obviously had better eyesight, to read the numbers. Anyway, just one more stop now. Just going to go to the Woolworths at the end of this complex, and then get the bus back. Hopefully I'll miss the school kids if I get the 111. I just took my first ride on an e-bus. They just introduced it to this particular route, or this service. I'm not sure whether it's a prototype or whatever. Bus driver didn't really know much about it. I asked him, just confirmed it was an e-bus. You can tell when it accelerated, it just didn't sound like a nice vehicle. So very interesting, quite a smooth ride, I thought, much better than internal combustion. So it's the way of the future, I think, and the battery technology is only going to keep getting better. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that transition. Just hope we can generate enough electricity to power the damn things. That could be the biggest challenge, I think, because seeing we have such an anti-coal lobby, they think everything can be done by renewables, which is insanity. But we're in a transitory position at the moment. Things will get better with the tech, especially with battery technology improving. I think my other bus is coming now, so it's worked out fairly well. The bus was on time, so I'm going to get the 111 now to take me to my home. Luckily I caught the 111 bus. It was actually the 110 got there on time, which gave about 3 minutes for the other bus to arrive. So it was a perfect changeover. So it meant I didn't have to worry about running across the road to get to the bus stop at Terminus near the shops. Anyway, when I just mentioned to the bus driver, lady bus driver that dropped me off then, that I'd ridden the e-bus, and she said, oh, she'd heard that had a few problems with it. So maybe I was just lucky to have a trouble-free ride on it. I mean, it was a nice ride, and it had USB ports, which you don't get in normal buses. The first thing I noticed was that there's a screen in the front showing you which stops. Well, I'm assuming that. I couldn't see the details with my eyesight, but I'm assuming it was like the bus stops that have got the destinations there, and the destinations were read out over a speaker. So that was the other thing. Although I think they got one wrong. They called Tobruk Pool Tobo Pool or something. I thought it was a bit weird. Anyway, that all went well. It's been a bit of a messy day otherwise, because when I went to buy, I thought I was going to buy some turkey that had been pre-cooked for $18. It was $18 a kilo, and it would have cost about 45 bucks. So I actually the poor girl at checkout, I said, look, I really didn't realise it was that much. And she had to scrub it off the bill, which is, feel bad about it. But the thing that threw me is when I bought the frozen turkey, that was only, you know, like low 20s. So I thought that was the price for the whole bird. But I guess if they pre-cook it, then they're going to charge you more for it. Almost double by the looks of things. So that was a bit of a shame, because I wouldn't mind some turkey. I'll have to keep hunting around for it. It's Thursday afternoon and around 6 o'clock at night, and I can hear thunder activity in the background. The sky doesn't look that bad at the moment, or good. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind some showers. Got a bit of a forest here. I've got to get the mower over here. This area grows really quickly. That's where I've had the mulch. If I'd because I hadn't removed it, I think it's made it quite a good bedding for growth. So yeah, this front area's got to be mowed, and I just didn't feel like it today. I just felt like crap. It's just so hot. It actually felt like 42 degrees at one stage. The concrete's still warm, but if you may be able to hear the low frequency sound of the thunder in the background. There is a bit of activity on the radar, so it wouldn't surprise me if we're going to get some rain in the next hour or two. That would be most welcome.
Oh, the plovers are out in force. Very close shot. Yeah. I don't know where their chick is, but they're not out in front of my place at least. So I guess that's something. I've got a bit of a funny throat. I feel a bit throaty. Bit of strange breathing and what have you. It's still bloody hot, but it's early. I'm actually leaving to get to the local pathology at around 8:30 in the morning, so just after 8. I'm going to walk down there. There's a guy, someone doing their bloody mowing this time. Probably a good idea, actually. Only the reason I don't do mowing in the mornings is because it's the vegetation's a bit moist, dried out by the afternoon, but we could have showers this arvo. It's hard to say. That's what the forecast is anyway. It certainly saps the energy, this type of heat wave weather. Should be coming to the end of it hopefully this weekend, which will be nice. I couldn't hack getting on the e-bike. I'll have to try to ride the bloody thing soon. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, if it was just a little cooler, I'd have more energy, but just, we've had over a month now, probably about 6 weeks of pretty oppressive weather with a few breaks, but not much. So just, it's affecting me anyway. Maybe not so much most people up here, although I might be wrong there. Interesting to see what the nurse says at the pathology. She may not be impressed with the weather either. But it's a good time of the day to go anyway, because it's less than 30 degrees. That's all done. Actually, it was quite quick to get the medication. When I first went to the chemist, he hadn't opened. It was actually 5 minutes after opening hours. So. But I got in to have the blood test done straight away. That was no issue at all. So that was good. And there was no problem with the first tapping. It was successful, so maybe having that glass of water did help. Oh. Now I've got to basically just get back home. A lot easier. Good psychologically, knowing I can come back and have a nice cold drink when I turn home. And yeah, I saw a few people out on bikes. I guess if you're going to ride a bike, you want to do it in the morning here. Wonderful to hear from Steve today, because We were going to catch up for drinks possibly at the beach house. I don't know if there's much chance of happening. I need to actually try to paint a few of those planks so that and get that job finished in the garage, but motivation level's pretty low. Like I say, just survival at the moment. Just getting back in the house, trying to stay cool seems to be my #1 priority. So yeah, it looks it would be nice to be living somewhere like Brisbane where it's just a few degrees cooler. That will make all the difference. There's a suburb I've been looking at down the southern part of Brisbane called Forest Lake. It's actually a planned suburb. It was built in the early 90s. What's interesting about it is it's got lots of pathways, lots of shade, lots of interconnections between streets where you don't necessarily need a car to get around. You can actually, if you're riding a bike, you could take a few shortcuts. So it's a good design. And the house lots there are much smaller. They seem to vary between about 250 metres to about 400 generally. And the prices of houses are similar to what I would be getting here for my place. So I could make that work. And it also means I get a house that is much less, well, much lower maintenance. Boy, well, I'm walking down towards the beach house. Really rather not today, it's bloody hot. And I did already walk to the shops and back. Whew, God, I'm going to need a beer when I get there, I'll tell you. This weather is really draining me at the moment. Okay, well, there's a surefire way of getting a rainstorm to descend upon Kawara Beach, and that's to do your washing. And I've just completed it. I reckon it stopped about 5 minutes ago doing the washing cycle, and I reckon the rain started about 15 minutes ago. So I mean, it's welcome. It's going to cool the place down, and it's going to be good, but I'll have to it'll just take a little bit longer for me to dry my bed sheets. So the washing machine is still working well, so that's good. And yeah, I better get it out. At least I've got a big veranda in this place, so I can actually, at least the wind will dry it to some degree, and if I don't get any sun, so I suppose that's something. And now I've got pegs, which means if it is windy, it's not going to blow off all the time, which was happening. Here's a bit of a breeze, so that's good. Anyway, it's quite refreshing, that's the main thing. It's just been so bloody hot. Very oppressive. You can hear the thunder in the background. And it's a welcome sound. Got it yesterday, got the day before, but no rain. But finally, it looks as though we're going to have a bit of a downpour. Ooh, it's very welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.